Hello everybody out there in YouTube land, this is Tyler. This video is going to be about how to silence a naysayer. But before I get started talking about the hows, I want to say this right quick. No matter what you are doing positive for the good, no matter what you are focusing on a vision, a dream, or a goal for the good of your life to achieve, or no matter what you are focusing on improving yourself for the good or changing yourself for the good. Despite of all of these things that I have mentioned, there is always going to be a naysayer out there that is going to say something negative about it. And so much so, a naysayer will go to the point of start rambling negative things about how he or she perceives you in a negative way. And then, if the naysayer is so much into rambling, that person will always speak something that is not even necessarily true about you. Which, in my judgment, a naysayer is not really no different from a person who constantly lie on you all the time. No different in my perspective, maybe in yours, but I sit here and I say, naysayers or a naysayer, always, whenever that you are doing something positive or doing something for the good or for the best or for the change of the good, a naysayer never wants it or don't want to see it at all. And you know the reason why is simply because that's their mindset of who they have been around, or that person has been around, excuse me. But let me go on ahead and get started talking about the how to silence a naysayer. And this is number one, and that is always walk in integrity, honesty, and be a trustworthy person in the eyes of people. I know that doesn't make sense, but let me state why. It's simply because people are watching you, what you do through your actions, and also what you say as well. And don't forget a naysayer too, because a naysayer is watching as well. So, my whole entire point of the reason why of walking in integrity, being a trustworthy person, and being honest in the eyes of people is simply because the vast majority of people will begin to notice it based on the actions of what you are presenting towards them. So, when they see you in the three things of what I have just mentioned, and they see it clearly, whenever a naysayer come around, there's two things that is going to happen in that situation. And this is going to be number one. And that is, those majority of people in that type of situation, whenever a naysayer is rambling about you, or one person that sees the right perspective about you from what they seen through your actions, they will always speak on your behalf, or that person will always speak on your behalf, and will state behind facts about you. And then, behind that, it shall silence the naysayer. The first situation. Then the second situation, which this happened, even though most people see you as a person of honesty, integrity, and being a trustworthy person, whenever they get presented by a naysayer that is saying something negative, the ones who are not stupid and dumb, some of them will do their research and saying, okay, who is actually lying here? Is it the rambling of the naysayer or the actions of you, of what you are presenting, which is honesty, integrity, and being a trustworthy person? So, they ask questions, these type of people, doing research to the naysayer as well, and to you. And then, when they have heard both sides, and then go to other people, sometimes this is what they do. Go to other people to say, what do you think about this person? And then, these type of people will come to a judgment to see who is lying about who. Because at the end, the good always outweigh the bad. And what do I mean by this? All the rambling of what that naysayer had said, it does not proceed on in the consciousness of those people who did the research and deeper research. And those type of people will realize that naysayer was lying all along. And then it makes that naysayer look stupid at the end. And that the same people who did the research will go back 90% of the time and sit there and say, you are wrong, you are wrong, you are wrong about this person. I done my research. And then it silenced the naysayer. And the good over here is because they see who you are, they ask questions of who you are, and you presented honesty, you presented your presentation as great as it was, and then you said nicely, anything else that you want to know, I'll be gladly to give it to you. Which came to that conclusion, which they already knew that you was an honest person, but did a deeper research. So, this is how to silence a naysayer. Because at the end, with all of that naysayer rambling about you, it makes that naysayer look stupid at the end. And that naysayer begins to get the light exposed about him or her from all other people. So, let me go on ahead and sit here and I say this. When you walk in those three things and continue to walk in those three things, people will begin to speak on your behalf, or they will do the research and the truth will come out about both sides, like I was saying earlier, about you or the naysayer. It'll come out because the creator of the universe will allow it, based on who is sowing the seeds of discord or who is sowing the seeds of positivity. So it will have to come back on one of the people, and the positivity is coming on the person who walks in integrity, honesty, and being trustworthy on a consistent basis. And the negativity comes back on the person who is rambling the negative. So, I want to go on ahead and go into the second way of how to silence a naysayer. And this is something my twin flame has taught me very well. And this is number 2. Whenever a naysayer is rambling about you, pay attention to what that naysayer is rambling about you very closely. Don't address the words up inside of you. pay very closely attention on what that person is saying. If the opportunity presents itself, you can always find the words of what that person is saying about you and use their words against him or her. Always. If the opportunity presents itself. And when you use those words against that naysayer becomes very silent. And you know the reason why I say pay attention to the words of the rambling of what that naysayer is saying is simply because a naysayer is always saying these things about you, and then that person say things that come on top of their mind and don't even know what he or she is talking about. Don't even know what he or she is talking about. Based on the false perception of how he or she perceives you. So, as I said, and I'm going to say this again, is if the opportunity presents itself, listen very closely to what that naysayer is saying negatively about you. If you look very closely, sometimes the opportunity presents itself to use their words against him or her. I'm going to say a short story. I'm going to try and make this story short. And I ain't never told this. It was one night that I was at my workplace and I received a YouTube private message from my YouTube channel from a naysayer YouTuber, because there are two people that I'm subscribed to on YouTube that know who this YouTuber is, and I'm not going to call this person's name out because I believe that it's not necessary to do. When I saw that message, even though it was busy at work that night, I looked at that message and I told myself, I'm going to get to this message. After I got through looking at it, because I'm going to tell you a little bit of what it stated. It said, this naysayer YouTuber sit there and said that you ain't nothing but sucking up to these Europeans. And I'm disappointed in you. Which I'm not going to state everything that was in the message. So, when I was at work, when it was busy, and when I got off work, and got home, and arrived there, I went back to go respond to this naysayer YouTuber. And then this naysayer YouTuber deleted the private message of what this naysayer YouTuber sent. So, I didn't think no more of it. I sit there and I said, well, that's just a particular person that ain't up to no good or anything like that. Come 2 or 3, 4 months later, I was watching a video from a person that I was subscribed to on YouTube. And the person that I was subscribed to made a very good video. And then I put a comment in the comment section of this YouTuber that I'm subscribed to. And then all of a sudden, this naysayer YouTuber came back and put a rambling and ugly comment, sitting there saying that you do the direct opposite of what you're saying, Tyler, and you only doing nothing but sucking up to these Europeans. Shut up. So, come back. Either the person that I was subscribed to on YouTube either deleted that comment or the naysayer YouTuber deleted that comment. So I made a decision. I'm going to confront this person. And I had a message to say. And so I went on this naysayer's YouTube channel, because I have visited this naysayer's YouTuber channel before. And I left a message And I sit there and I'm like, I don't know who in the world you are. Really. Don't know where you come from and don't give a damn anyway. But I do know this. What I said that in the comment section, because it was a good, real, long, private message in this naysayers YouTuber's YouTube channel. And I sit there and I said, you know what? It's obvious to me, based on the videos that you made about white people and Caucasian people, and I sit there and I said that due to your hatred towards Europeans and Caucasian and white people, then why do you talk about the Bible so much? Since you talk about the Bible so much, and it's obvious to me you're a follower of God and Jesus Christ, did not the Bible say, hate not your brethren, or to love your enemies? And then also I asked the question, how in the world am I sucking up to Caucasians? I sure did. And you know what? Throughout that long message, asking the question, I ain't even heard from this naysayer YouTuber, this motherfucker, in more than a month. And you know what that tells me? That this naysayer YouTuber did not want to confront me. And so my whole entire point was I used everything from what I saw against this naysayer YouTuber. Because I know this naysayer YouTuber wasn't going to confront me. No, because this naysayer YouTuber wasn't nothing but a damn chicken hawk. And I wasn't going for it. And I was waiting more for that naysayer YouTuber. Really. Because I really wanted to see, was this naysayer YouTuber going to come back? But no. That person didn't. And that's my whole entire point of this. Always use the naysayer's words against that person. But I'm going to sit here and I'm going to say to everyone, you're doing something positive for the good. Or if you're constantly doing something positive. Or if you're doing a dream, a goal, or a vision, or whatever you're focusing on achieving, that don't let the words of the naysayers entrench inside of you and consume you. Because whatever that the naysayer said negatively about you, that is not you. Is what I'm saying. You can achieve whatever that you want to achieve for the good in your life. And you continue doing positive things for the good, whatever that you are doing. So, I'm going to go on ahead and cut this video short. And for all of those who liked and enjoyed this video, I give you the invitation to please subscribe to this channel because you'll receive weekly content on a weekly basis. Thank you and have a great and awesome day or evening, people.